This video will show you how to make a tall ice cream cone. With the help of a stencil, we are going to practice doing overlapping. This is where we kind of create the illusion that the scoops are on top of each other. So we do this by not tracing the entire stencil. So the only one that you're going to trace the fullest is the very first one, and then after that, we aren't tracing the top. We're kind of starting just below the other one and not tracing this rainbow area. And then if you do your spacing different than mine, you could put more than 3 scoops. So do a little planning ahead. Also, plan ahead to leave room for the bottom part where your cone's going to go, and if you want to have any ice cream drips. Put your name and teacher code on the back. About 2 fingers from the top of your skinny paper, you're going to start tracing. This will leave us room for our cherry. Hold on really tight to your stencil and very, very carefully trace it with pencil. I'm pushing down nice and firm so that this doesn't scoot around on me. And now I can add my cherry because I left some room. You can put it in the middle, you could do more than one. I like to put mine on the side. So draw a circle that you can fit a couple fingers inside of. And we'll have to erase that little line here. Add a slight curved line right here. That's where our stem's gonna go, right there, just like that. We're going to keep adding scoops. Remember, if you do it a little closer, you'll be able to fit more flavors of ice cream. I'm gonna stick with the 3 just like my original example. So I'm gonna position this so it's as centered as I can. It's a little snug on my paper, that's okay. I'm not gonna trace the top. I'm gonna start right here and trace around my stencil just like the top one, except I'm not tracing the very, very top because I want to create the illusion of overlapping. So you're going to continue that. After your ice cream scoops are done, then we need to add our cone, and the cone is a really tall letter V, and it should be wide enough. It's about as wide as your scoop of ice cream. So don't do a skinny, skinny cone because that wouldn't hold up 3 giant scoops. So, nice wide V. Come to one little point here, and I'm leaving some room for some drips at the bottom. If you want to do yours bigger, you can. Just like that. And then you add some diagonal lines. Diagonal means that it's going at kind of an angle. Diagonal lines make an X. So I like to start going one way and then switch. So I'm following my cone line right here, this side of the V. Not too many lines, just a few. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and I can do 4 going with this side of my V. 2, 3, and 4, just like that. Next, decide if you want to put any special toppings or sprinkles. You can do circles and little rectangles or squares for sprinkles, and some wavy lines if you want to do some kind of chocolate sauce or strawberry sauce, or maybe you have a special kind of topping you like on your ice cream. Now for adding any drips or a little puddle at the bottom, so all the puddle is kind of some wavy lines. So you kind of start with a straight line and then make a wavy line that kind of comes all the way around. And then if you're doing the drips, a drip is kind of like if you imagine a letter C on its side with a V on top, that's kind of the shape of a drip to help you. So add just a few drips. Just like that. And when you love all your lines and you don't have any more erasing, you're going to trace with black marker very, very carefully. Now we need to start adding color. So we're going to use crayons, and you're going to color very dark Not so dark that we are breaking the crayon, but dark enough that we don't have white spots showing. So take your time, little movements. Check my examples to see if your coloring looks like it's right. Nice slow coloring. Please do not use pastels for this project because those tend to be very, very smeary and they're a little large for getting around some of our black lines. So nice, slow, and dark coloring. So I don't want to see any of this business. Make sure that you're really taking your time. So I'm not pushing so hard that my fingers are in a lot of pain, but they're definitely getting tired, and that's what you want. It's very good for your fingers when you're coloring. So you're going to color the whole entire thing. You may only leave one white if you want to do vanilla, but it looks way cooler when we color them all in. The more colors, the cooler it looks. Our background later, around it, we're going to use watercolor next time to color our background, unless you would like to color it with crayon.